Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to my channel. Good afternoon. I did this page this morning, and well, my husband was out of the house, and now we're going to do this page this afternoon. So here is the inside front belly band. The belly band is what, 8 1/8 by 7 5/8. On the 7 5/8 side, you're going to score a 1/2 inch on both ends. The base to decorate, which is this red sheet, of course I'm going to use this side, but not that it really matters because all of this is going to get covered up anyway. But this base, you can either do a 9 3/8 by 6 5/8. This is what I've done with all the other ones. But I believe this one I'm going to use, this is one that I screwed up on, but I'm going to use this on the edges. So I wanted just a little bit more space. So if you want to do just like I'm doing and you want to have more space for a black edge, then cut it at 9 1/4 by 6 1/2. That's 1/8 of an inch smaller than this. If you are not going to do anything like this, then just cut it the way you cut it and put a black edge around the end of it if you so desire. The booklet that's going to go inside the belly band is a 8 1/2 by 11 piece of paper. On the 11-inch side, you're just going to score it 5 1/2. So just right down the middle and fold it. So that's as easy as that. So there is your start to what we're going to be doing. So now the first thing that I'm going to do is go ahead and I'm going to cut my belly band. I'm not going to score the ends because I did change it. So I will just lay it and mark and score. So we will go over that. So don't score your belly band if you are cutting down this black edge, because the belly band, we won't adhere the belly band down until we have put the black edge, until we put the black edge all the way around, okay? So, so don't score the belly band for this time. And, yeah, and the booklet I'll do later on. But I'm going to go ahead and get my belly band cut. And I'm going to take some strips and get this done. And then I will be back. So you guys do the same thing. Let's get going. Crafting, fun. Okay, see you guys back in a minute. Your shenanigans. So I'm going to push this right to the edge of the cutting blade so that I can get what the measurement of this piece is. And it looks like we are at 1 1/2. So now I'm going to move everything down, because I know a 1/2 inch, so down to 1 is, let's see, 1 1/2. I'm having a brain tootle. I think it's 3/4, right? So I'm going to put this on 3/4, and that looks pretty close. So there it's halved. And instead of trying to mess around with stuff, I just will have to eyeball what I'm going to, you know, I don't know that I'm going to be able to do this on the top. I think I'm just going to do a black edge on the top, because there won't be room. So let's put the big long ones away. And if you did that, hey, they're not going to go to waste. So we're going to have our 2 side ones, which that still needs to get cut down a little bit. This needs to get cut down a little bit because it won't fit on my red. And so what I'm going to do, because you're not going to see top and bottom, you're not going to see any red. So what I'm going to do is measure this out. And I'm going to make a mark right at the paper line, right where this paper matches up with the paper on top, right where the red matches up to your design paper. That's where I made the mark so that I can cut it so it'll be the same height. There we go. All right. You might have to cut off a little bit more or a little bit less than I did, depending on how large you cut your paper. All right. So now I've got a piece of paper that is going to be large enough. And I went ahead and put a hinge on one side, which is going to be my top, and then I'm going to measure, because I do want a little black edge, not a huge one because we don't have a lot of room for that, but a little black edge. And then I want to see, I might have to cut this down just a little bit more. Yeah, I am. I'm going to have to cut this down about 1/8 of an inch more, because I do want to see a little bit of a black edge on the top and the bottom. So this does need to come down a little bit more. I could take a little off the top. I think I'll take a sliver off the top and then the balance of it off the bottom. So it's just a little game of give and take. You don't want to... See, I mean, the one thing with this Pro, I cut off just a teeny sliver. I mean, teeny sliver. That's a 1/32. I love this cutter. Every once in a while I screw up. It rarely ever screws up. Rarely. It's always operator error. Always operator error. So I want a tiny black edge. No red at the top. And then that gives me a tiny black edge, and I'm going to again make a mark where I want to fold this right where the red paper and the back paper meet, right here where that red paper, we want to make it just a continuous line. Whoops, I don't want to cut that. I want to score it. I'm just going to take that mark and center it in between two of these little positioners for your bone folder, and then I'm just going to get a good score on there. Well, I suppose I can use this again in a second. Let's go ahead and fold this. Make sure we've got a good fit. This way, anyway. So we've got black edge all the way around. Now I'm going to make a mark so I can go ahead and do two cuts at one time. Make a mark right where I want the black to be cut. I'm going to cut this off first, leaving myself about a 1/2 inch. So basically you put the score line on the 1/2 inch line. Make sure it's all up against your blade. Hold this down. This does make a difference if you don't hold it down. Put that in my little pile of papers. So I've got that. Now, go ahead and open up both sides and line up that score mark where you want it to be. Make sure it's laying flat and pushed up against there. Hold your paper down and slice that puppy. And I sliced right on the line. Good girl. I am patting myself on the back. Hey, you got to give yourself kudos every now and then, you know? You got to remind yourself that this is supposed to be fun. Yes, we hold ourselves to a high standard. We want everything to look really nice, be precise. But if you're not having fun doing that, then, you know, go do something else. Life is too short and too crazy. Every place else in the world that you turn, there's mean people. There's lies, deceit, I mean, on and on and on. And so when you get you time, make sure it's fun. I am enjoying the heck out of myself, and that to me is very important. So we all deserve it. Okay, so this fits just fine. Now, what I want to do is I really do need these to be exactly the same. Okay, so I am going to line these up by the by this end, and I'm going to make myself a little mark on both sides, because I do want this one to be the same size. Because I'm going to put this on the top, not underneath. Okay. And I know you can't really see what I'm doing, but I am just going to take a line, and I am going to try and cut this way instead of scissors, because no matter how hard you try, scissors just can leave bad edges. So we are just going to put that right on that line and slice it off. Now let's see how good we are. Much better. Yes. Okay, so I have that. Now in my stash, I found, I think this is Tim Holtz, and it is letters and numbers on kind of a craft colored background. And I thought, perfect, because I have used this, and there you can kind of see. Oh, no, you can't. I don't know why I keep forgetting that doesn't stay where you have it. See, that kind of works. So it's letters and numbers. So I'm going to put that right across here. Just like that. And I'm going to pick it back up again and pick it up a smidge and glue. Put a little glue on there. Oh, I went and ate lunch with my husband, and I didn't put the pin back in here. Now, when you guys do that too often, you will end up, and you know, when you have to force the pin down in there, you're actually going to push that glue clot down into your glue. And then every time you go to use it, 2 or 3 times later, that glue clot is going to work its way back up in there. You can stick your pin in and there won't be any problems. It'll go in and out and in and out because it's not dried to the inside yet. It's just laying there. So you always want to, if you're having to force your pin down, just take the top off and go through the whole process. I'm not, strictly because I am filming. And I don't want to take that time. And I'm not having any issues with that. I just forgot. I forgot. I's a bad girl. Oh, good Lord. Okay. So, this is just using that washi tape. Use that washi tape. It's another way of extending the amount of paper you have to use. I'm just going to take a little bit of glue in the back here, and I'm going to glue these down. And that way I don't have to worry about the outer edges peeling up. So there's that. And that is going to be, just so you can see, that is going to be right here. Come on. I could actually use it to extend the, which I am, it's going to extend out to make the paper a little wider. So in actuality, if you kept the paper at the original cut, that's why you should always watch videos one time through before actually doing it. Because those of us that don't have, we haven't already built it, you know, we don't know. I mean, we can theorize with it, we can go over it on paper over and over and over again, but until we actually build it, you don't know. Now, some people go through and they build 2 of everything they make. I'm sorry. I'm like, I've read that book. I don't want to read that book again. I'm just saying. Oh, you know what? I folded that under, but it's not the exact size I want yet. So let me see here. It's not far off, but, you know, I think I'm going to end up cutting both sides off, but it's fine. Because I want these to kind of be even so they look nice. So it's fine. We'll be good. We'll be good. All right. It's like I'm just, yeah, not doing anything here. Okay, let's ink everything up. Well, this is all I have to ink up. It's a calendar. Let's get this down. Now, at this point, if you wanted to put, you know, if you got somebody's most favorite birthday, your husband's birthday, your kids' birthdays, or whatever, and you're making this for yourself, you could, at this point, put a really cute Brad or something like that down on this calendar before you put it down on your paper. And because those birthdays and anniversaries or whatever are things that, you know, you're not going to stop celebrating, so you might as well that get an even new. I swear I've had more problems with this one sheet of paper, and I have checked it and double checked it to try and see if it was straight. And it's kind of a pain in the tush. I usually like the month of July. All right, is that actually going to hold? Get this little corner here. All right, so now I have a little black edge all the way around, and when I fit this on this, that'll be good. And then when I go to put this down, I am still going to have a black edge on the top and the bottom. I'm just not going to have the this will come out here and leave just enough room for a little white edge. And then this side, and you're going to make sure that you're going to get all of the trim work glued down. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and put the tape on this side, just like I put it on this one, and glue these down and cut them, and then we will get some black on the top and bottom. All right, be back in a sec. Okay, so I put one side down, and I probably left a little too much space. I did the whole 1/8 inch over here. So once I did the one side down, I'm leaving myself just a little bit of an edge, a white edge. Let me get it onto my black here so you can see it better. I want a little bit of a white edge. I'm not worried about top and bottom just yet, just side to side. So got a little bit of an edge, and so now on this side, I'm pretty much going to have to just sit this right on the edge of the red paper, which is fine. So we're going to go ahead and do that together, and then we're going to do the top and the bottom, and then we can put our belly band on. So, as to not work on our paper, and I am going to trim these down after I get them on. So since we're going almost all the way down to the bottom, we'll put that right on. Well, we are going down to the bottom. We're putting that right on to the red edge. And then I need to make sure that all of these get stuck down. So I'm getting a little bubble of glue, and then I stop squeezing. And I'm just putting a little bubble on the top of each one. And that's what's going to keep it from allowing the paper to hook. And I didn't get this back edge here. And on the last ones, you know, make sure that last little piece is well covered. So this one is going right down on the edge of the red paper. You don't want to see any red. And ever so slightly start burnishing. You don't want to squeeze that little dot of glue out from underneath. You want it to actually get a little sticky to it. Now we can get a little harder with our burnish. So now let's just take scissors and cut off what might be hanging off on both sides. Okay, so there we go. Now this should, from side to side, give us a little bit of a white edge all the way around. And now I'm going to take this piece and I'm just going to cut it in half. Just going to put this right down the center, because this is more than enough. We're going to be putting this on the bottom side. We're just looking for a little 1/16 of an inch, so this will be perfect. So they're both about an eighth of an inch long. I'm going to put a bit of glue across the black and across the red. And we're just going to lay these down and get some glue off my table there. And I'm just going to line up. Let's see. I'm kind of putting my red at the 1/4 inch mark. Yeah, a little past the 1/4 inch mark. And then I can lay my strip down and know that I'm hopefully even. Except for that very end there. Okay, now let's see how that's working. How's that working for me? It's a little high right in here. So let's just pull that down a little bit. If I have to pull it up, and bring it down just a little bit. Oh, too much. Go from feast to famine, baby girls and gentlemen. And I think I'll just leave that right there. And I'm going to cut off this end. Whoop. Okay, I'm going to stick this in my cutter. Just be careful. It is probably still too wet to do this. There we go. There we go. So if at first you don't succeed, just put it in your cutter. All right, I'm going to have to re-string my glue. I guess it was kind of silly to do both sides at once. All right. And I have a textured side. That's why you see me sometimes flipping this over. Let's see where we're sitting here. Woo! Too high in one spot and too low in another. But that's all right. It is movable and correctable if we don't get it where we like it. Now, it does need to come all the way to the end here, though. No, I'm going to have to pull this up. Poodle head. That brought a little, I'm just going to cut that little piece off. Okay, let's try this one more time. I thought this would be the easy part, guys. Sorry about that. You know, if you've got enough black paper, you can just take a piece of black paper and put it down. I know I don't have enough black paper. So I'm just trying to stretch out my supply of black paper. So I am piecing this. You can totally put it on a piece of black paper. However larger you want to make it so that you have some I basically stuck it right down where there was no edge. Holy Hannah. Let's see. Well, you know, now let's see. That's a little better. Not a ton, but a little better. Oh. That made that come all the way off, but it's okay because that was the spot where there was like nothing. And unfortunately this red keeps peeling away at me. There. I think next time I'm actually going to put the glue on the strip. All right. It's a smaller edge on here, but a much larger edge here. So I'm just going to take a little bit off there. This is where I get in trouble because I don't take it and put it right on the... Oh, well, I did good that time. Okay, and then we're just going to cut this off right here. Now this is ready to be glued down. So we have our white edge. Oh, let me... Oh, I'm always doing it the wrong side. We want to have our little white cream colored edge all the way around. We can go ahead and glue this down on here, centering it in between. Oh, I like it. Yeah, I like that. That's snazzy. That is snaz. So let me just get this down, guys, and then the only thing is, having done it that way, is you are going to get these little edges. So I'm just going to take and cut just a little sliver. Oh, that one flew away. This one I want to throw away because it's got... So let me... There, you can see just the little sliver, just kind of a weird triangle. I can't remember isosceles triangles, and I don't know. There was all kinds of triangles. I don't know which one. I don't know which one this is. See, this is the bottom. So I'm going to put this one down first. And I want to center it, and I want to line it up with the black. So it's going to go right up against that black edge. No, it's not. It's going to go right up against the red edge. It's not actually touching the black edge anyway. So right up against the red edge of the paper. Little bit of edge of the red showing. Just a little bit. Ever so slightly. And I got to pull it back over this way. There, I think that. Let's see what I've got here. That's too much down here. For heaven's sakes. I thought I'd made it where there was going to be a little bit of red edge showing on both sides. But there's not. So I'm happy. I'm going to be happy with that. I'm not going to open it back up again. for the most part, the bottom part, you don't really see it. And the top part is going to be black edge all the way. So I'm happy with that. That's where your eye goes anyway. It doesn't really go to the bottom. It goes to the top. Okay. And then we're going to glue this down. And other than just folding an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper in half, which we all should be able to do at this point, we're done with the third side. Ah, look at that. Daggum. Glue on my finger. I guess my finger's dirty. This paper does seem to give me some black, a little bit of blackness. Okay. So there it is. There's our belly band. And just for fun, we're going to do this. It's 11 inches across. 5.5 is our center point. It doesn't go all the way down to 8.5, which I'm not really sure why. I mean, I understand why it doesn't go much past 6. You're either working on 8.5 by 11 or 12 by 12 paper, so, you know, you can usually figure it out. But why not make this at least 8.5 inches? It's at 8.25. So why not make it at least the 8.5 inches? I don't know. That was just my question. My thoughtful question of the month. All right, guys. And then we were going to decorate these after the fact. And there we go. Page is done. We're going to glue it in. And we're going to move to another month. So, and then here is the front, which I can go ahead and glue down as well. Thanks, guys. We'll be back. Go have fun. Grab the stuff in your stash and let's go, 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 go. Craft. Happy days. Bye.